I don't even know if I can say that. My lord. Anyway. Listen to that. Can you hear it? Listen really, really closely. That, my friends, is the calm before the storm for Star Citizen and Squadron 42 in 2024. Isn't it awesome? So last month at CitizenCon, CIG announced a whole host of updates that are coming to Star Citizen and Squadron 42 for 2024 and beyond. But what are they? Well, we're going to cover some of those in the video. However, there was 57 updates. 57 that are going to be coming to the game, and a user on the Star Citizen subreddit named Gragian, apologies if I've got that name wrong, buddy, has put together a list on a website. I'll link that in the description below, and he actually detailed all 57 changes that are coming, and obviously we anticipate them all for 2024, and he's going to be tracking the progress of them as well. So the link will be in the description, and thank you to Gragian for putting that website together. I really appreciate it, and I'm sure others will as well. I did see some comments like, remind me in 12 months, because, you know, CIG. It's what they do sometimes. However, I think this time is going to be very, very different. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to go through that website a little bit on this video, talk about what updates I think are going to maybe not make it to 2024, and actually the ones I'm more excited for, and various other things as well. So we'll jump to the website now and have a look. Okay, so here we are. We've got the biggest features at a glance. So static server meshing, absolutely going to come in 2024. CIG are going to want this nailed down and stable before they even launch Squadron 42. And I'm going to discuss Squadron 42's launch a little bit later on in the video. The new star system, Pyro, people are already playing it. It's already partly in the game, as I said, people are testing it already. Looks amazing, guaranteed for 2024. I think it'll either come at the last update of this year, or it's going to come probably in the first update of 2024. Master modes, don't understand a whole lot about it, but it seems to be around the flight modes, etc., where you can either fly very fast, but your shields and weapons, for example, aren't enabled, or you can go at standard speed and have everything enabled. FPS, HUD, and UI, I believe that's actually going to be with the star map as well. That's going to be definitely coming in 2024. I don't see any reason why that wouldn't be. Probably sooner rather than later. They kind of understand that players are really not happy, particularly with the star map. Personal hangars, this one I'm not convinced will actually make it into 2024. I can see this maybe pushing into early 2025. I just don't see it being that big of a thing, personally. Now, I may have this completely wrong. I'm sure someone will tell me in the comments below, but I can see that being probably one of the latter things they put in. So if it does come in 24, it's probably going to be towards the end of the year. Engineering, I think we will see an early implementation, maybe around the mid-year point. Potentially slightly earlier. Base building, I can see this being pushed potentially into early 2025. I just think it's untested. I haven't seen much on it. I'm just not convinced they're going to get this done in time, and they're going to have far bigger priorities they need to worry about. So into the future of Star Engine. New quantum travel effect. Again, probably low priority, probably already done. I think it will be in the game probably earlier in the year. Fire simulation and the new water simulation, I think we will absolutely see that. Maelstrom physical-based destruction system looks to already be pretty good, and I think that's going to come in as well. Ground fog, yes. Cloud improvements, yes, with light shafts. Temporal upscaling, yes, I think we will see this, and I think we'll see this around about the same time as a lot of the other performance improvements they're actually going to be doing. So I'm not sure if it's actually detailed in this list, but what they're actually going to be doing is they're going to be moving a lot of the stuff, or at least some of the stuff, from the servers into the client side, and with that they're also going to be moving some things from the CPU into the GPU. So I think we're actually going to see a whole host of performance improvements. CIG TSR, which seems to be their own in-house version, FSR2 and DLSS2, they will be just really big game changers. I would have liked to have seen FSR3 coming in and certainly DLSS3 come into it. I just don't see it being in 2024. Vulkan implementation, I don't think this is going to be as big a deal as what people make out, but I can see that coming in as well. Ray tracing, I think, will be the last part of the graphical stuff to be implemented. Personally, for me, it's low priority. I don't really use ray tracing. It hampers the performance too much. I prefer higher frame rates, which is quite funny when you look at the fact we play Star Citizen, and frame rates are not terribly high. However, with my new processor, which is the 7800X3D, I have noticed a massive difference. Star Cloth and Star Hair, I think they're nice to haves. I don't see them being game-changing. Star Cloth looks way more impressive than Star Hair. When I was watching the demo, I found Star Hair to be... I just thought when you saw the hair kind of dropping down, it seemed a little bit light and fluffy, not enough weight to it. I think that could actually do with probably another iteration or another passover and try and get some weight behind like clumps of hair. A static server meshing. Now, obviously, we mentioned this in the bigger items. This will definitely come. This is a big deal for CIG and for the game overall. They've been trying to crack this for 5 years. Looks like they finally cracked it. The concern I have here, they've shown it at a very small scale. So they've shown it in a room, or albeit a large room, a couple of people and a couple of, quite a lot of toys on the floor, and they brought in like a buggy and they moved them around between the two zones. Looks very impressive, not taking anything away from it. The concern I've got is that smaller scale, what problems are they going to have at bringing it at a larger scale, so to cover like planets and obviously the whole system, multiple systems with Pyro as well. And hopefully now they've got Pyro sort of nailed down. I'm kind of hoping they can take the lessons they've learned from Pyro and some of the generative stuff they've got going on there, and hopefully spin up new systems sort of a lot faster. And start getting extra stuff into the game. But I think the game will probably launch with just Pyro and Stanton. Fix it, fly it. So engineering gameplay, yes, I see that coming in, as I've said before. Around about the mid-year 2024, they're going to want people to start getting their hands on that. There is another gameplay loop that's going to be coming in as well, which I'm actually quite excited for as well. Engineering, it'll be quite cool. I know other people are excited for it. The new HUD, yes, that'll be a new Mobiglass, yes. FPS repair gameplay, yes. FPS scanning, yes. 3D map downloadable to Mobiglass. Probably slightly further back on what they're looking to do, but they may launch the whole UI and star map and everything sort of as one big bundle. But I think they're probably going to want to put elements in sort of one at a time to just make sure that if something breaks, they can take a step back and actually find out what's going on with it. So it makes problem solving easier. So obviously the unified star map, seamless transition from local map to stars. Yes, fantastic. Really nice quality of life change. Will definitely come out with the new star map, and I could see that being earlier, as I said, in the year. Path routing with pins. Yes, great. Data running. This is the part I'm actually looking forward to. Data running. So this is actually going to make players like me who've got the MSR, or the Mercury Star Runner for those who aren't aware. The ship is fantastic. It's my favorite ship in the game after the 890 jump, but sadly, I haven't got an 890 jump. Currently, it's useless, really. There's not really much in the way of game loops you can do. You can do some cargo hauling, don't get me wrong. You can get into a little bit of combat with it. However, data running is what that ship is actually designed for. So to be able to get that gameplay into there is going to be really big for people like me who've already got the MSR. Player hygiene gameplay. Why do I need player hygiene gameplay in a game? I don't really get it. Some people struggle with personal hygiene in real life. Why the hell do they need to want to do it in game? So life in the first person, 0G EVA experience update. God knows we could do with this. So I don't know about you, but I find it kind of laughable the fact of I fall out of my ship when I want to go on EVA, and if I am EVAing, I fall into a ship. Also, I think it could just do with an overhaul in general. So that's going to be a welcome change. Player traversal updates, prone, ladder, slide, yeah, radiation, yes. I'm not going to go through every single one of these. I'm just going to start going through the ones that I think are actually going to be sort of way more beneficial. Complete ship HUD rework. This one, we've not long HUD one. So I'm kind of intrigued what they're going to be doing with this. I think it's needed, don't get me wrong. I'm not a fan of the changes they did in the last ship hub update, or ship HUD update, sorry. However, yeah, I think this is definitely needed. I hope they do a really good job with it. Okay, so new settlements and local missions. I think this is actually going to be a very welcome change. We all know that there's not a huge amount to do in the verse at the minute. There are missions you can do, don't get me wrong. There's combat, you can go mining, this, that, and other. However, having new settlements and new missions to go and visit and to go and actually do the new missions, I think is going to be really cool, and actually give the players who are currently playing a big quality of life difference. I don't see that being earlier in the year, if I'm being completely honest, but I think that will be out before Squadron 42. And obviously, we've already discussed personal hangars and base building. I think these will probably be later in the year, I think, as if not into early 2025, obviously, as I've already said. So what I'd actually like to do now is discuss Squadron 42. So we're going to move over to full face cam, so I'm not actually just sharing my screen. Squadron 42, I have heard a lot of stuff around a 2024 release, potentially later in the year 2024. I'm not buying that. I just don't see it. I think they've got a lot of work to do, particularly with the polish. They've said they're in the final polish phase now, or they're moving into the final polish phase, apologies. Chris said himself that this is probably going to take a while, so I don't anticipate a release next year. I actually anticipate a Q1 or Q2 release in 2025. I think that's going to give them enough time to go through the polish phase, go into a beta phase, which we may as well discuss that now as well. I don't see there being an open beta for this. CIG have been far too secret about Squadron 42 and any details coming out to even think about doing an open beta. I see this being more a concierge level or whoever it is that do their testing now. I forget the name. Sorry, COVID brain still there. But I see it being NDA'd as well. They're not going to want people like Ollie or Yamix or Down to Earth Astronomy covering this in videos to spoil any story or show any glimpses of it. So I do see this being a Q1 or Q2 2025 release. And that's the way I kind of think it's going to go. But one thing is for certain, 2024 is going to be a huge year for CIG, Star Citizen, Squadron 42, for me, for you guys, for everyone who's interested in Star Citizen. Next year is going to be awesome. I can't wait. I'm hyped as hell about it. I think it's going to be fantastic. So if you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, downvote the shit out of it, because what's got 2 thumbs and doesn't give a fuck? Me! I don't even know if I can say that. My lord. Anyway, and yeah, let me... God. Let me know in the comments below. What did you think of Star Citizen's announcements at CitizenCon? Were you happy with what you saw? I can't imagine anyone would be unhappy. Is the things that I've missed in this video that you think were more important? Were the things on this list that you thought were more important that I didn't cover? And yeah, just talk to me in the comments below. I answer every single comment. Let's get into a discussion. If you like the video, share it with your friends. Let's get more people into this discussion. And actually just let's get some chat going. It's been quite a while. I'm kind of quite giddy about getting back to doing this. So anyway, I've been Just Dave, reminding you all to be good. And if you can't be good, be bloody dangerous. Because 2024 is going to be hype. And I can't bloody wait. Anyway, until next time, take care.